Good evening, everyone. That's a noise that we haven't heard at Prenton Park, just to steal one of Sam's jokes. Um, Welcome to Tranmere Rovers, everyone. The home of the Super White Army, unless you're from the FA, in which case we have to cover that up. I'm one of the token members of staff who are doing a set tonight. I'm the communications assistant at Tranmere Rovers. And before I start, I'd like to welcome you. I'd like to introduce even the communications team at the club. Here I am, everyone. Here I am. I'm joking, of course. I'm not a one-man band, but I do play piano, guitar, xylophone, all at the same time. But that's just a hobby. Football's a funny old game. Obviously, not quite as funny as it used to be, judging by the lack of laughter. But I've got a story about being a funny old game. I grew up a Tranmere Rovers supporter. I've been a Tranmere fan all my life. My dad's fault. But I actually I was born and grew up in Bury, north of Manchester, where everyone supports Manchester United and Manchester City. So let me take you back to the late 80s, early 90s when I was growing up. Anyway, yeah, it was a while ago. A time when Manchester City and Manchester United had won. I was going to swear, but I'm not going to. They didn't win very much, let's say, in those times. And 5 of my first 10 Tranmere Rovers matches were at Wembley. Those were the days. Anyway, this counted as me being a glory hunter. So I'm a Tranmere Rovers supporter. I'm a glory hunter. So I left primary school in 1993, in which time Manchester United have won 13 Premier League titles, 5 FA Cups, 2 Champions League, 1 Europa League, and countless other pointless community shields. Man City have become billionaires. There's oil underneath the Etihad Stadium. They've won 2 Premier League titles. In the same time, Tranmere Rovers have been relegated 3 times. You're not supposed to cheer at that. Anyway, part of my job here at the club, I get to do a bit of travelling, which is great because travelling's one of my hobbies. I used to live in Rome, used to live in Alicante. I've been all around the world, South Africa, Paris, some beautiful places. And now I get to go to Maidenhead, Guiseley, Dover. And not just that, I get to travel on buses to these matches. So. And I've got a little theory about how they judge the coach they send to matches. So, for example, we'll play Chester. It's 10 miles down the road. There'll be reclining seats. You've got a foot spa. The air conditioning's working. It's all very pleasant. You go 300 miles to Dover, and you're stuck like this. Your knees around your neck. You're stuck next to someone who smells a lot. Sorry, Tony. The heating's on full blast. You can barely breathe. And then you end up in Dover. Thank you, sir. So you end up in Dover, a place best known for its ferry terminal, which is the best part of Dover because it means you can get the fuck out of there. Keep laughing, mate. Keep laughing, please. I've got nothing else. I'm going to wait for him to stop. There you go. No, he's still going. Still going. I'm going to carry on anyway. Right, being in communications at a football club means you have to be careful what you say. And I'm going to share a couple of little stories with you. Okay, so part of my job, I do the radio commentary of matches. And at a recent match, my summariser said, I'm going to try an impression. Oh, you didn't control his tackle there, Paul. To which I replied, I'm pretty sure that's how babies are made. At least that's what my mum told me anyway. And the fella the other side said, "You can't say that on the radio." To which I replied, "I couldn't help it, it just slips out." Which ironically is what my dad said. There's another story about I was tweeting on a match, and a player on the wing got the ball, and he's put it into the penalty area. It nearly ended up in a goal. For those of you who are not familiar with football parlance, this is what is known as a cross-come shot. Okay, so I'm tweeting away, and I've tweeted that said player has had a cross-come shot, didn't go in. So I go down at half time to the office, and a few of the members of staff, a few are here this evening, said, "Paul, you can't use language like that on the official club Twitter feed." And I was sure I'd spelt it right. I spelt the word come, C-U-M. And I'm certain that this is the correct spelling for this particular phrase. It was hilarious, mate, yeah. So I get my phone out, I'm Googling cross-come shot. Okay, C-O-M-E. Okay, this is awkward. So in trying to describe a cross that nearly ended up in a goal, I actually described an aggressive ejaculation. And if I'd have wanted to do that, there's plenty of emojis I could have used. And there's plenty more stories. I'm not even going to tell you about the time I accidentally tweeted muff at the end of a tweet. But you've been a fantastic audience. Thank you very much. I've been Paul Harper. Good night.